And now the Football Homeless World Cup starts in Cardiff tomorrow. 51 countries are being represented in a week-long competition being held in Bute Park in the city. Wales involved as well. For the men and the women of the two teams, the Dragons and the Warriors, being chosen to represent their country is the start of a new chapter in their lives. Many of the players are living in hostels. Some are battling addictions and the trauma of life on the streets. Our reporter Colette Hume went along to one of their final training sessions to listen to the stories of loss and the hope for the future.
We're Wales. We're just about to play in the Homeless World Cup. 2,000 people watching you screaming your names. Let's focus. Let's play like we can. Go.
On a football pitch in Newport, lives are being changed one by one. The men and women of the Wales Homeless World Cup teams are being put through their paces by team manager Kerry Harris.
I know they want to do themselves proud and people who care about them proud, but the most important thing is that they don't let themselves down, and I'm pretty sure they won't.
It's a mixture of tough love and tough.
Stitch, is it? How'd you do that? In.
Everyone here knows about loss. 34-year-old Jen Gattrell is the women's team goalkeeper. She's living with anxiety and depression.
I was living at my nan's, so I was self-serving between my nan and my mum's house, but my nan got really, really ill, then had to go into a nursing home. Obviously, when she went into the home, I've lost my house. At the same time, I lost my job, lost my ex, lost my friends, lost my family, because my mum had a stroke. Went to the housing. They put me into a night shelter for about 3 weeks, and then I got a call to go into the hostel. So I was in there for about a year. You don't know who your friends are when you're at the rock bottom. You can't see around you, you can't.
But now she's part of something, a family in red, and she's needed.
To be honest, I haven't sunk in yet. I think on the day when I'm actually lining up singing the national anthem, I think that's when it starts kicking in, and it's going to be fantastic.
No one lost their head, even though we were 3-0 down. We got the first goal, where he got a second goal, and then we controlled the game from 3-3 then.
They're still finding their place in the world. Some are in recovery from drug addiction. Others are living with the psychological scars of childhood traumas and life on the streets. Emotions are raw, and sometimes there are tears.
So, step out. Just 5 minutes. 5-10 minutes, step out, OK?
But there's hope too.
And all my experience of the World Cup, games are won and lost by 1 or 2 goals. That's all.
Wayne Ellaway coaches the men's team. Just 6 years ago, Wayne's life was a destructive cycle of drug taking, rough sleeping and crime. The 44-year-old watched addict friends die one by one.
Because there's times in my life where I thought I'd get out of it, and other times I'd accepted I'd die the way I was, so.
Homeless football has helped him change. He represented Wales in the 2015 Cup, and he now has a home, a job and a relationship.
When things were at their worst for you, when you were using, when you didn't have anywhere to live, when you were isolated, if somebody had said to you that one day you'd be coaching the Wales team in the Homeless World Cup after playing in the Homeless World Cup, what would you have said to them?
Would never have believed it. Never ever. And at Bute Park, I used to walk around Bute Park, lonely, desolate, desperate, nowhere to go, homeless. And now I'll be coaching Wales at the Homeless World Cup on the park where I used to walk around in a desperate mess. Yeah, pretty special.
Oh, nothing like the sound of the footballs bouncing around on the pitches there. That's Colette Hume with the report. All next week, by the way, here on BBC Radio Wales. Colette will be reporting live.